A very good evening to all present here. I, Shweta Shivani, welcome you all on behalf of the entire CIMP family to the session on accelerators, incubation, opportunities for early stage entrepreneurs. This event has been organized by the Startup Incubation Center, CIMP Business Incubation and Innovation Foundation under the aegis of CIMP. This session is a part of the Q4 Institutional Innovation Council IIC activity guided by the Ministry of Education MOE Innovation Center. To conduct this session, today we have virtually with us Mr. Divyanshu Verma ji, CEO Redinent Innovation. On this occasion, I would like to accord a very warm welcome to our honorable guest come speaker, Shri Divyanshu Verma ji. I would also like to heartily welcome our director, Professor Dr. Rana Singh, all the faculty members, staff, and students who are present here for the session. Now, before I ask our honorable guest, some speaker, to moderate this session further, I would like to give a brief introduction about him. Mr. Divyanshu Verma is an IITian and also an alumnus of IIM Bangalore. He is a passionate technology entrepreneur who can drive business outcomes leveraging technology. He has worked in some of the best technology companies such as Intel, Ericsson, NetApp, Dell, etc. He has experience in setting up teams to develop products from India around cloud computing, embedded systems, and open sources, as well as in the field of cybersecurity. He is presently working as CEO of Redinent Innovations IoT CCTV Vulnerability Discovery Platform. So, with a big round of applause, I would like to invite our guest, Divyanshu Verma. Over to you.
Thank you, Shweta, Dr. Sahab, Kumudji, and everybody else. It's always a pleasure to talk to CIMP students and fraternity. I think it is now more of a very cordial relationship, more than the professional things that we do. And I definitely feel very attached to all of you. So when Kumudji and Dr. Sahab asked me the other day to speak out, I told my pleasure, and whatever experience I could share, why not? And I will like to go beyond that and see that how can we work together to create a model which is iconic in this time, right? And I will take you through a journey of entrepreneurship. But first, I want to know from students and faculty, how many of you really are passionate about entrepreneurship? How many? Good. Oh, I can see that. Professor Rana, it's wonderful. I really like it. This is like super from my side. This is what differentiates whenever I visit CIMP, and I get my dose of energy from there. So that's so nice of you. Good. So let me start by sharing my slide deck. And then can you just allow me to share my deck, sharing for the screen?
Yeah, he's doing it right now.
Yeah, sure. Yes, it is there. Perfect. So you can see into the presentation mode, right? This talk is mostly about early stage entrepreneurship, because I understand as a student, many of you in your almost just crossed teen, and the faculty who are as young as with you guys, and people like me a little older on entrepreneurship side. So we'll touch on early stage entrepreneurs and see that what synergies can be brought out. In today's world, when I say that the most happening place on this planet Earth is India, and amongst that, Bihar has come out as another place which is even more happening, based on my experience with Karekeba and etc. So let me take you through this journey and talk about it. So when I say entrepreneurship, the startup, I always start with, I may say most of the entrepreneurs start with a big dilemma and delusion. Like the right side picture, when you see the richest man in the world is a big Jeff Bezos, and then our own stories of a lot of Paytms and Baijus and all, or a lot of rich people. So entrepreneurs have always been known as creators, right? They transform economy, they take risks, they reap rewards, right? You will never see a politician or somebody become the richest man in the world. It's always an entrepreneur. Like that's a coveted title, right? For that, you will never see somebody as creative as an entrepreneur who has changed things to that level. That world was never same. Be it like Tim Berners-Lee, a scientist in with HTML, or Steve Jobs with phone or Amazon, right? But always remember, the right side picture is the end goal, which we see. The left side picture is where the entrepreneurs are made. It's like your boot camp, right? I'm sitting in the office, which is probably 1,200 square foot. And Intel, my office was one whole floor of where 300 people used to sit. So entrepreneurship starts with the right side many of the time, and including me, like right side was the motivation. And the left side is the boot camp. You see Steve Jobs, where the table, it is famous for being made out of the door. Or rather, table made out of the door. So they took the door and created a table out of it. Now the next picture is with Elon Musk and Peter Thiel, founders of PayPal, the PayPal mafia, what we call. And the last one is Sachin Bansal packing the books. So entrepreneurial boot camp are not much in fashion. You don't find the media to search. Right side is pretty well that world knows, right? But we have to be very careful about that. What is one thing that shift makes this left to right shift? Determination. Determination. What we say, don't quit. Whatever happens, don't quit. So when you sign up for something that big, and you want to say that Steve Jobs used to say that I want to make a dent in this universe, or the way Elon Musk has done, or Sachin Bansal has done, or Ola has done, right? Giving power to book a cab from our hand, you have to understand its determination. It starts from the left. We remember it for the right, but the only one thing that matters is don't quit. Whatever happens, don't quit. Got it? So let's move forward. So who am I? I always put this up. Some introduction Sweta has given. I have done 2 co-foundings, Karekeba and Redinent. Redinent, I manage day job as a CEO. Karekeba, I'm a co-founder, which I'll talk about itself because an entrepreneurial meeting. And the past life, I always call it, I'm not going back to corporate again. Whatever I could learn and do, Intel, Broadcom, couple of patents, blah, blah, blah. But the main job right now is entrepreneurship. That's what I'm very proud of, right? From where I pulled in. And I'm an early stage entrepreneur. I'm still pre-series A, what we call. We have done angel and seed round of investment. We have grown substantially in terms of value creation. The way startups are measured at what's your valuation, we have definitely gone 50, 55 times in 7 months, which is very high. But we'll tell you the journey and see that what it takes to do so, right? So, and then we will fit everything that what it takes to create a magic. If America is a magic, the magician is Stanford at an academic institute. So you have to understand that you are the Pied Pipers of the magic. I am an outlier sitting outside the campus. And every time I come to CIMP, I always think, oh man, I could have been sitting there and doing what I have done. I would have done it 5 times faster. I can tell you with the confidence. So yeah, you have to take that from me. Okay. And as I told you, I love what I say is mentoring, innovating, teaching. I still write patterns. I still write some code, it might be. And I definitely talk to students as much as I can. Because that's my way of giving back to the society. It's my society, my people. Who else will care about it, right? So that's what I am. Good. So let's move a little further. Too much of band bringing. So what is a startup, right? When we say startup, technically, when you call startup is an abstract word, right? It's a new word for a business. When you want to do a business, right? We used to say earlier, at least Professor Rana and everybody remember in my time or his time, will say, businessman banega. The startup was a new thing when I joined the industry, right? That time, Amazon was very small. Google was not there. And AOL was there, which you might not know. So then when I started learning more about startup and understand how the value creation happens, right? So one of the things which you guys have and I don't have is the right age. Best startups happen when you start early. So you have it. So now if you see the development phase of startup, what I want to depict from this slide, each slide has a meaning. is that when you say startup, you should understand that where you are. Ideation, conceptualization, commitment, validation, scaling, establishing. Different stages, right? Each stage has a very important meaning. As some of the budding entrepreneurs, and it is okay to call you budding entrepreneurs because that's the right age to do entrepreneurship. I'm old. I'm like close to 50 when I'm doing entrepreneurs. So you guys are right age, right fit. I'm an outlier, as I told you. So 3 stages of startup, right? One is existential. That when you decide to do that, yes, I need to create a startup. Most of the startups fail there because you could not get the idea. If you got the idea, you could not develop it. Even if you developed it, that idea was no takers, so on and so forth. Second is a survival state. That you, from the existential crisis, you came to surviving, right? You survived that, like that stage that I am in, right? I started this company, Redinent, probably 10 months back. And I had to go to certain phases, which I talk about, so that when you choose to do startup, you do in a better way, at least much better than what I have done. Even though I was also very process oriented, and I can tell you the startup is a process. It's not a black magic. So to my belief, anybody who has a grit and a commitment and don't quit can do startup. It's a process. The way you entered into MBA, you do 2 years, and you become a business master of business administration or whatever you call the degree. Startups have the same process. You just have to follow it methodically. It's not black magic. It's not that somebody don't know how to put the money. There is a process behind it. There's a sure sort of science behind that. And this is my experience. I'm telling you, doing it 3 times. One very long back when I did the first one, 2004, and I exited because of some family issues. I made money there, obviously. And then after 10, 12 years, I'm doing it again. I have followed the same process and I'm getting the same results. It's very predictable. So what I say that I definitely define startups into 3 stages. Existential. This is a stage where maximum startups fail, even before coming to the shape. Somebody could not develop the what we call is MVP, minimum viable product, like simple beta, right? To show something that's working. Even if you did, you could not find one person to take it, not even your grandma or uncle or aunt who could say that we have one customer, right? You die there. Finally, when you cross these 2, then you are on the right side, what I showed in the first screen. You are tasting the success. God being kind, Jai Ganesh, we are testing some success right now. We got invested and all. So a little bit easy. So that's the stage we all want to hit. But it's a process, as I told you, it's a funnel. So everyone goes into that. People who come out just have one thing strong, that is determination. Okay? So as I told you today, this is the best time ever for doing a startup. It's not like good time. It's the best time. Why? See the count of India, right? If you think of India sitting in your own cocoon, you will think, what's going on? Go a little deep. You see startups coming from Bihar. Bangalore, leave that. There are 100 unicorns here sitting there, 100 companies which have billion-dollar valuation. And we are number 3 in the world. We are beyond Israel, beyond UK, beyond Germany, very set economies, which have been leading the industrial revolution, which have been leading the every age. And we were always laggards, right? But the youth in India, right? I mean, I also belong to that age. We have so much to challenge the system. And we have always found a way out that we know how to do the startup. So when I left my very cushy job at Intel and came out, everybody else but me was surprised. They said, oh, how could you do that? Why not? I am from a country where I know to make my way, even if the train has come late, I know which station to go and catch a train. I am from a place, Bihar, where in my time, most of the roads were not there and I could make it to IIT. So I know how to make it out. So what I believe with each of you is, Biharis are gifted for startups, if we think right. We can work out in any system. We don't care about the system, actually. Yes. You're saying something, sir?
Not much, because I could see there were almost 100 unicorns till 2022.
Yes. So this is the little old data. Yes, this is little old data for 2021.
Yes, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah. Right now it's 107.
Yes, 107.
Yeah, I know that. So, but I'm telling you, see the placement, right? Now we don't even call there are one unicorn, because unicorns have become now mainstream, right? You have to become a unicorn, otherwise you don't exist. So that's India. And this all has happened in last 12 to 15 years. We did not have this ecosystem of startups when I started my career. My whole dream was to have Divyanshu at Intel.com or Divyanshu at Sun Microsystem was at Sun.com, which I achieved. I told I've done everything in my life which I wanted. But that's India, right? That we are today completely transformed, and we are known as the place where people from other places, other countries want to come and do the startup because we have youth, talent pool. We have right side of people, right set of people who can work out things. What a startup? Startup is the way India is. You don't have a lot of things in life. We all have been. We have grown. Dr. Rana will say, with 18 hours no power, that's startup, right? You just get it done somehow, hustle, rustle, whatever you care about. So when India's story started, I predicted 10 years back that we will soon have 1,000 startups because Indians know how to make their way out. And that's what is happening. Let's move a little further. So if I break the startup today, why say it is a good time? First thing, the best is the startup ecosystem has reached out to the nooks and corner of the country. 2010, 2006, 7, when I came to Bangalore, Bangalore used to be the Makkah. If you have to do the startup, people will say, go to Bangalore. Today also you have advantage on Bangalore. But what you see today is startups from Jaipur, Indore, Dehat, Patna, Hanuman, Patna, Jiffy Health, Patna, and so many coming out more, right? So why it is a good time? You don't have to pack your bag, leave your family, come out of comfort zone and run to someplace. This is the time where you have startup ecosystem reaching your home, knocking your door. Hey, I'm there. Do you want to do startup? Everything is there in Patna. Do you want to do startup? Everything is there in Ranchi. Do you want to do startup? Everything is in Banaras. So this is what I told you is the best point to do startup in India. Best time ever. I've never seen a time like this. So use the best of it. Today, if you want, in your institute, there's an incubation center which is bigger than many of the institutes in Israel or Singapore because they don't have land and physical things, right? You have investors with Startup India registered that they are committed to give money. You just have to come up with a PPT. The last time I was in Patna, probably 1 week back, I was sitting as a judge in a startup competition. We gave out money to people who had just good idea. They just vetted the idea on a PPT. They have nothing. They did not even have the company. We gave them money. That is India today. That if you have a dream, there is an ecosystem to support you. If you have a will, the ecosystem will even support you. If you have even more will, there are VCs sitting, opening their purse, come and take money, do that. But do it right way. No shortcuts, no cutting corners, have the right spirit, have the right vision, have the right ethos and ethics to do that. And world is completely a red carpet place for you. And believe me today, if you come to Bangalore, and I'm sure it's going to happen in India, I'm in Bihar for sure because I'm connecting a lot of American VCs to come to do video conferencing in Bihar. VCs from everywhere know that India is the place. Right talent, right age, right knowledge, and right market. 1.34 billion or 1.5 billion people, right? That's the market we're talking about. So that's what I'm telling you. This is the best time. If you have a dream, try it out. Don't wait. It's okay to fail at your age or for that matter, any age. I'm like 49. I'm going to be 49 now, and I'm trying it out. So this is the best age to do the startup. And for the early stage startup, the ecosystem has matured. That cost of failure is even, I'll not even say fraction. It is so small that you can't even measure it. You'll forget and move on. Only hindrance that we have today in India is not many people do startup. That India is still struggling with. Still people want to do job. So I'll say, as young people, young thought bearers, work with your ecosystem, faculty, friends, IITs, IIT in Patna, NIT, or wherever you want to, create a team, try it out. This is the best time for you to do something on startup. Okay?
All sufficient. Just wanted few lines from your side to inspire these young and vibrant students of ours. How some of the brightest minds could raise few million INRs and few $1 million with one single quality presentation about their idea.
Yes.
Talk a small story how people could get $1 million with one simple presentation.
Yeah. So that's true. So I will elaborate on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so very wisely said question. First thing I'll try to tell you, as I was telling you, startup has a stage. So today there is a very big firm called Sequoia. It's like a $200 billion VC. Now they have a program called Sequoia Surge. If they like your idea on PPT, they sign you with $1 to $2 million instant. And they have an office in Bangalore, they have an office in Gurgaon. You can just send them the PPT. If they like it, they will call you. They first give you $1 to $2 million to do everything, to create a company, to create. They even help you to found the co-founders, right? Excel Atom. There's a program called Excel. There's a very big, they funded Facebook, by the way. They have an office in Bangalore, Gurgaon, and in Mumbai. They are ready to give you $250,000 instantly. They like the idea. So today the war is on VC side. There's a lot of capital. War is on getting a good idea, a backing idea on which VCs can put $1 million. $1 million is very frankly a very small amount. Today, I told some of the VCs which I'm working today, and we are like 7 people team. That's all. And my youngest employee is 19. He just finished his BTech and he is into Apple Hall of Fame for finding bugs. He could hack into money things. So they said that we can give you $5 million. I told I don't need that money because I'm good at $500,000 right now because I don't want to give out equity. But what I'm telling students, it's about idea, and ideas have no price tag. Ideas are priceless. That's what VCs believe in. So if you have an idea, and I'll tell you how do you validate that idea and like kind of find out a good idea. There also is a process which India is very fortunate. There are so many hackathons these days where problems are given by big corporates like Qualcomm today, giving a lot on semiconductors today. I saw the other Startup India every week sends me a like problem list which they want somebody to solve. If one of these problems you solve, a couple of problems you solve, I'm sure maybe one, not twice, maybe third time you will hit. You will hit that jackpot. What Professor Rana was saying, that you will have Sequoia telling you, oh, who is this team of 2 or 3 people from CIMP who's solving this problem? Maybe we can bet on that. And their ticket size is $1 million. So what Professor Rana was saying was absolutely correct. Today, the war is for good idea. A good idea, there are 100 people with $1 million check sitting there, including one in Karekeba. They can give you $1 million if they like the idea. We have given it actually. Jiffy Health and Hanuman, they've got like $250,000 and $500,000 from us. And it's all sitting in Patna, not going anywhere. So this is the time. So students, what is important is working together from entrepreneurial mindset. Solve a problem. Just take a problem. Say if you take take our company, right? We just I'm almost on the verge of reading of what Professor Rana was saying, that range of money. We solve one problem. If you put IoT and other devices like CCTV in your home, it should be secure. We solve just one problem. We have partnership with Mahindra, GMR, customers at Metro, airports, hotels. Oberoi Hotel is a customer, Taj is a customer. All this in 7 months. Because God being kind and a little bit of experience, we could find the right problem and solve it in the right way. That's the only thing we have done. It has not taken like too much of genius or something. Identifying a problem, it's a technical problem, complex problem that people will not copy so easily. Just do that and try it out. Was it the first problem I solved? No. I had 9 problems which I solved and they were not big. One was actually a virtual classroom. Then I saw a lot of virtual classroom coming out, so I left that problem. That was the first problem I was trying to solve. That in COVID time, if engineering colleges have to teach, they can give or teach on Zoom or Google, but how will people do lab? So that was the first we created a virtual lab. But we saw that it's a temporary problem, may not be for long, we dropped it. So don't fall in love with your problem. Fall in love with your business, as I always say. Take a problem which is relatively complex, which you know that people are not going to solve. Put your head, give it like I'll say 8 to 10 weeks to figure it out that this problem is complex. So like today, if somebody solves a problem of very simple things like how do I put a mask without mask, something in nostril and walk, there is a VC listening to you. Today, if you solve a problem which helps Bangalore to route traffic much better way, VC is listening to you. Today, if you create an app which helps people to control sugar by default, VC is listening to you. So when you look into the problem, important thing is look at 2-3 things. One, scale, very, very important. Say, why did I choose CCTV? We have a very good hacking team, by the way, cybersecurity, one of the best in the world, I would say. Because CCTV hacks are very visible, right? If I have to show that your CCTV camera is hacked, you can understand the video is getting leaked. It is everywhere. There are close to 1.5 billion CCTV cameras all over the world, right? And it's growing more and more. So VCs see these things that, okay, how big is the problem? Even if this person takes 10% of the market, will he create $1 billion business? Yes, I can. Is this problem easy to solve that tomorrow I launch and somebody else will copy it? Probably I will have a patent. Yes, I have a patent. Probably it's a complex problem. It's a complex problem. So if you take, as I told you, entrepreneurship is a process. Just put these filters when you take something. Just don't go behind a problem and solve it. Take a problem, think through that. What if I am solving it, but everybody else is solving it? It's okay to have 5 people solving it because you cannot have the whole market yours. Impossible. But if every second person can solve it, it becomes difficult. Second should be a big problem. Like hunger was a big problem. So Zomato came, right? Everybody feels hungry every day and you are not in the mood to go out. You are a bachelor living somewhere. You just want to order food. Big problem, right? 1.6 billion people and total 7 billion people. Everybody will eat every day. Right? It's a big problem. Third, at that time, creating that app, beautiful app, was a tough thing. So they got big hit. Like they had like done a good job, right? They have made a lot of money. Pender is he's like 4 years junior to me in IIT Delhi. So know him personally. So these are the things that VCs evaluate. And this you can do in sitting CIMP. You can do with your teachers, ask them to ask what we call a mom test. If you sell something to your mom, she'll say, ऐसा कहीं और मिलता है कि नहीं मिलता है? यही क्यों खरीदूं मैं? ये महंगा तो नहीं है? और कितने लोग खरीदे हैं मोहल्ले में, तब मैं खरीदूंगी. Put 3-4 tests, you will get an answer. Now, once you pass the test, that's where the challenge comes. From PPT to a POC, what we call is a beta product. That's where 90% of the Indian companies fail today. When they start making the beta product, half of the people drop out. Then beta is not a good thing that they will show something working, something not working, something not working, so on and so forth. So that's what we call the existential side, what we told you, the existential phase of the startup. That's toughest. Once you have passed it, believe me, there are enough VCs in the ecosystem, enough investors in the ecosystem. My first 1.2 crore, I raised without VC, all through my network. I called 5 people, out of which 3 people were ready to write a 30-40 lakh rupees check. I had the money. For a 4-people company, that was a lot of money for me to run for 10 months. I got it. Once I have done that, now the VC is chasing me today. There are 3 VCs who are chasing me, telling that we are ready to give you a check. You want to take it? Come on talk. We are talking to one of them, by the way. So it's a process. And the amount of money you need to do entrepreneurship in Patna is not high. Or you have that very big advantage. The cost of living is low. The talent pool is inside your campus. The experience, I'll talk about it later, is inside the campus. You just have to pull it together, create an ecosystem, so that when you come up with an idea, it is validated properly. It's okay to fail, take some risk, try it out and fail. So you have everything, and I'll come back to it. So what I was trying to show you here, global ideas coming to India, right? Today, if you see, there's Scandinavian countries in Europe and on so many places where population is less. They don't have so many educated people, right? Percentage-wise, not everybody can be. So they know that India has a huge talent pool of students and entrepreneurs and young entrepreneurs, so on and so forth. So they send their problem, Indo-Sweden Healthcare Innovation Center. The whole money comes from students. So if you solve 1 or 2 problems, and this comes every week, by the way, that's what I was showing you. Register or like subscribe to this mailing list of Startup India. Suddenly you will start getting so many problems. Maybe one of these problems will excite you. Okay, yeah, this is interesting enough to solve. And the best part with this problem is somebody is telling you this is the problem I want you to solve. They're going to pay. They are going to pay you for that. So idea is to keep an right eye. Once you have the right eye, once you have this ecosystem with you, and then once you have a methodology inside your campus or inside your city, you can quickly get to a stage where you have something to show. Once you have something to show, believe me, there are enough shows going on in India on startups. Every IIT, every NIT, every college, including your college, right? You can definitely get a 10 to 20 lakhs rupees check in no time. maybe 3 months, 90 days. That's all it takes. Once you have the first round of funding and maybe 2, 3 customers, you are ready, boy. You or girl, or I'm saying that I'm just don't get the gender bias with me. But yeah, you are ready. You are just trying to go to the places, show your product, and improve every moment. That's what it takes to that. If you see here, they have a timeline that 10th of August, 2nd October, final result assessment, where they showcase you in front of VCs, how easy it can be. And all it takes is to go to the list. I have given the link also. Take some of the problems, try to solve it. It's okay to fail sometime, right? You don't need to be like getting it right on first time. That's okay. Good. So let me put it even more. Today, when I say that it's the best time for early stage entrepreneurs and the just super best time for academic institutes, because you have everything. You have a startup India and your ecosystem where problems are coming from state government, from central government, from different countries, from the society. So you have exposure to market tested problem. You're not solving something which nobody's asking. That's what the first question VC asks for. You have a definite customer. Somebody has given you the problem. So if I give a problem, I'm going to take it, right? Because that's why I gave you in the first place. And you're backed by experts and investors and customers. So technically, the three things, if you take today, the investor, the problem, the customer, they are with you. So this is your time to try it out. And I'm giving you another example now. So I am very interested in defense, especially cyber defense, cyber security. To me, this portal is like a place I live every day, IDEX. So Government of India, with defense and defense PSUs and all three arms of like all the Army, Air Force, Navy, Coast Guard, BSF, etc., have created a startup ecosystem where they pose problem every cohort. It's a 6 month cohort. They say that I need this solution. If you solve it, I'm going to take it. I'm going to pay you. Good example, read about a company called IdeaForge. IdeaForge came out of Idea Bombay. That took them 10 years, by the way, because they started much early. Today, you don't need to take that much time. They are the largest producer of drones in India today. Their drones are used by Army, Air Force. You name a company, they name a security agency, they'll use their drones. This all started in IT Bombay by 3 students who were very upset when we did not have drones when 2611 happened. So what I'm saying is, starting from healthcare to cyber defense, like defense, to clean sanitation, urban development, edutech, huge opportunity. Just keep your eyes and ears open. You will find a problem that you love to solve and you want to give your life to, and you will find one of them, somebody to back you up on the problem. So that's why I'm telling you, this is the best time to do startups. This IDEX, it's a website you can go and check. There are a lot of problems there, and they want people to solve it. Come and present it if they like the problem. They give you 1.5 crore as a grant. You don't even have to return that money to solve the problem. Okay. So what I was telling you is 3 things. Ideas. There is a problem. So you also are getting a discount on idea that what to solve. There are definite problems which are giving them. Customers, somebody is telling you, if you, I'll pay you for this problem. He is ready or she is ready. And investors, government or agencies or somebody is doing that. That's why this is the time to do good startups. Do it, right? Now coming to Bihar. We created, I'm the founder of Karekeba, which is an investment platform. We have done 8 to 12 investment. You can go to our website and check it out. Right, and these are like big ticket investment. One of the company which we invested, Hanuman, you know that all of you might be knowing, they're now 100 crore valuation company. How much? 1.5, less than 1.5 years. So the best part is today, if there is an entrepreneur in Bihar, there is a platform of investors to invest. There's a customer to take it, and there is a valuation will grow. So suddenly, oh, I am in Patna. How can I do? Because wow, I am in Patna. I'm doing it because everything is there. It's just not Patna. It is everywhere. It can be Jhansi, Bhagalpur, Gaya, and to my surprise and to my like good, I would say what I observed, CIMP has an incubation center. They give you money. Just build a good team, do a small product, show it out to the world. Once you show out to the world, somebody is going to knock you. Okay, hey, this looks good. What can I do? Right? You can reach out to Karekeba, you can reach out to Bihar Entrepreneurial University. There's so many there. I'll tell you the names also. And you have the best media, that's like your story, which is like #1 in startup ecosystem today, covering news of Bihar. So what I'm saying is, don't get left out. This is the time to Focus on your dreams. Study well. I'm not saying to drop out or something, but if you have an entrepreneurial fire, you can try it out. This is the time because everything is in your favor. You do have no, like I have 2 kids and a family to run. My kids go to school. I have to manage household. You don't have to, right? You're like pretty individual and you can do that. And help your teachers because you can take their wisdom. Maybe you can create a team of a faculty and a student, a group to together solve some problems. The smartest don't get cut by the age or something. Take a problem where all of you are interested to solve it, and then I'll tell you the story of how Stanford model gets created. Good. So let me go to a little more deep in the startup. What happens? Many of you might be knowing that, but it's good to know that. So early stage, very important. The stage where you guys will be in if you have not started already. This is the stage where you take baby steps. Okay to fail, okay to pivot. Pivot means change the idea. So like if you know about InMobi, it's a mobile advertisement platform, the first unicorn from India in the startup world. They started the M-Khoj, a mobile discovery platform, but they changed because somebody knew that Google will surely port their the search engine to mobile. So they became a mobile advertisement platform. It's run by Naveen Tiwari from IIT Kanpur. I know him personally. So at that stage, what is important is cost is the idea. That is the thing. Later stage, you have other factors that manage. But at that stage, early stage, your idea has to be good, robust. Robust in sense, again, 3 things. Put pure mom test, what I call it. Will you buy this product? It is the only product right now which you will buy, or you have 10 competitions or 100 competitions, don't do that. If you have 2 competitions, do it. Do you think that there will be people, 10,000 people like you will buy it? Very good. And last but not least, you should not burn the entire bank to build your product. It should be cheap. So idea is hustle, create a product which has a utility, which has a scale, and which can be moated. Moated is protected against technology and business. Okay. Once you cross this 3-stage, pre-seed is probably 5 to 10 lakhs to 20 lakhs. I took only 20 lakhs rupees to start this business. Obviously, I was not taking salary that time. Keep that in mind. My salary was high, so I'm not taking salary. After that, we reached a stage where we raised $150,000. Now we are raising more than $500,000, all in 7 months. Technically, we raised $1 million in 7 months. I broke it down because I was comfortable doing that way, but you can raise 1 million in one shot also. It's up to you. Once you have crossed that stage, you are into growth stage, what we call the Series A funding that I'm targeting next year, June, July. I have VCs told me that, yeah, you reach this milestone, they are ready to write a check. Today, capital is not a problem. Problem is with idea. Today, there's a market in India, there's a capital available. You have to just build a product right and go for that. So once you reach Series A, you will be known in the VC circle, oh, these guys are bettable or not bettable. They'll tell you that, no, I'm not going to put the money in. So you know that there's something wrong. Just work on that. Take the input, take the advice, understand that what's going wrong. Don't get in love with that idea unless the idea is very, very like moonshot, what we call like creating a Tesla car which kills pollution, I will say so, right? Otherwise, you think from business, think, will this business survive? Where the competitions come, will be able to hold on to them? Will this business grow fast when they get the money? Is money the only thing, or people don't like the product? That's a question you have to ask every day. We ask this question to us every day. Okay. Once you're into the growth and lateral stage, there are enough. You can hire professionals. Like I will be moving out from a CEO role after Series B when we touch unicorn. Probably ideas to get a professional CEO that time, but that's much later in the game. Maybe 1.5 years. Till now, you as a startup founder, you are the like what we call the door opener to the CEO. I do all the things needed be. I'm a salesman. I sometimes take interview. I'm the guy who also raise funds, and I represent customers. So we have 3 founders right now. Commander Arun, who is an ex-Navy, and Arkodhar, who's the CTO. I'm the CEO, and we do everything for the company. So that's what it is. Also, what I told you, summary-wise, look into the stages where you are, right? For stage, you don't need a lot of money. So don't take a lot of money, because each time you take money, you are giving the ownership of your company. Stop that, because you're not ready. You take larger money when you need it, because money is to spend, not to give in the bank. Your business has to generate revenue, that money should go into them, right? Say we took $500,000. Now we are going to burn that money. Everybody knows that in 10 months, I'm going to burn $1 million. It's fine. They're happy with that. We have finished that money. Don't take the money and keep in the bank. Use it for something. And again, valuation game, as I told you, we are right now somewhere into a product market fit stage for the valuation wise. So this is the benchmark. Maybe like changing here and there a little bit, but generally, if you have this guideline, you know how to take a rational decision, which is very, very important for a startup founder or a startup team. That is the what stage we are, what we should do, what is the right thing for you. Today, for me, important is growth because I have money in the bank. I don't run behind investors anymore. I run behind customers. Because maybe 3 months back, I was running behind investors because I had some customers, but I did not have the money to back them. So you have to take these calls. And this table, today there's a lot of article available. There's a very good book called Art of Startup. I always recommend that. Read it. I can send you the link if you want. But there are a lot of material available who will make you very mature before you even start the startup, right? And remember this curve is very, very important. We just crossed valley of death. So most of the startups I told you, this is a tough time because you are maybe the only one you believed in idea because if other guys would have believed, they would have solved the problem. You have to talk about that idea to the people and people will say no. There are 90% people will say no, right? But you have to keep going. So keep going to the level where you generate enough confidence and maturity in the product that people start valuing it, right? So this is very important, that first phase where I showed you the left side pictures where like door was broken to make a table in Amazon, or I'll show you much more other pictures later. That's a tough time. There, what important is your confidence, your belief in idea. Because market is not going to believe you. Take my words. It has never believed Facebook, has not believed Google, so it's not just we cannot be exception. Market will say, what? I don't think anybody needs this problem and nobody has solved it. If everybody has solved it, then why am I solving the problem, right? So you have to believe in that idea that time very strongly. To that level, that validated with data, just not blind believe that, okay, I'm closed my eyes, believe. No. Talk to people, take feedback, understand why people were not doing it. Was the market right? In our case, CCTV hacks were not there, like very few. So there's no point of solving that problem. Today, we have like 10 million CCTV cameras in our database which are hacked. So people listen to us, right? So that's very important. Second, as I told you, VCs are very rational people. They are putting money, so they will think that if I back Divyanshu Verma and his idea is not that strong to be held up, somebody copies his money is gone. Okay, my time is gone, his money is gone. Both is a loss. So take some problem, solve the problem. It's a little complex. It's not easy for somebody to just copy it. And for our case, right, we openly tell that, okay, we are like number one in the world and we will want to become number one. It's a complex problem to solve that. You have to understand a lot of protocols and all. That's a different thing. But once you are above that, once you have crossed that valley of death, where people start believing the idea, you have like first 10, 15 customers, believe me, there will be mad rush. You are the poster boy of the town. People are running behind to put money in you because VCs also have to grow their money 10x, 50x, 100x. They need this betting horses, and that's what we entrepreneurs. Okay? Simple, very simple. How do you move out? And this I created for you guys, right? Because if I had this slide in 1996, I would have not done any job. I would have just done my startup. Home and hostel, bootstrap, friends and family, borrow some money, friends, family, anybody. Generate some money, take some incubation center, develop the product. Then you move out from your garage in the US and home and hostel in India. Like we work from home for a very long time because we didn't want to burn money in the office, right? After that, go to an incubator, CIMP, or there is one in IIT, I know TIH, Professor Javaran said. There you get some serious money, 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs, they'll give you. Create a small team, 3-4 people. Build a product to a level that you can showcase into the market with confidence. That tomorrow, if somebody visits CIMP, Professor Rana, or in IIT, Dr. Singh should show your product, this is a good product on that. Then move to accelerators. You can combine these two also, incubator and accelerator in many places. It's fine, you cannot be step by step. There, you will get a lot of people ready with the money. They come and visit every day. What is a new company? It's like, kaun sa naya movie aaya? That's the story. They want to hear stories. Practice that, tell the story. I'm sure they are so desperate to invest that they will invest. Don't get carried by the media that negativity and all, bloody hell. Who cares? There are enough rich people. They invest because This is the fastest way to grow money. My company, I told you, first investment was raised as 2 crore. Today we are at 40 crore valuation. 7 months. 2 crore to 40 crore, 40x return, which your company will give. Nobody can give that. That's what your startups are. To trust in yourself, trumpet for yourself, and you know that you are the fastest unicorn in the world. You will get it done. Once you cross this stage, believe me, then after that, it is a day. It's a day. Every day you have somebody to talk. You just grow your market share, and then you grow, become a market leader, and then you become a unicorn or take account however you want to be. But first 3 steps, that's where the judgment is. There's a book from Peter Thiel called 0 to 1. Read that book. Wonderful book. One of the best book I've ever read. Peter Thiel is again PayPal, the mafia gang. He is the guy who created this Palantir and one of the best mind I've known. He's a lawyer, by the way. He's not an engineer, but he is a billionaire funding companies and working with the companies. Okay. And I've told you that it's a long journey. Don't worry about it, but it's very interesting. I don't miss a day Intel. Intel is probably where I'm right now. I'm sitting in my office. It's probably 4 kilometers. I don't miss a day that I used to go to Intel now. It's now past. I love coming to this 1,200 square foot office every day. And I have my 5 people team where we sit, my CTO sits next door, and then we work. It's fundamentally very, very promising. It's like building something from your hand, which is own fun. Okay. Now, giving you a little more on the ecosystem. Why I'm talking about ecosystem? Why I'm telling you this? That you are not alone. Always believe that. Don't think that who will give me money. There are enough people to give money. They're looking for ideas. They're looking for a good team. They're looking for somebody to solve a problem where they can bet because they have money. They don't have the idea. Okay. So you see, like seed grant. But I didn't take seed grant because we had money for that, so I didn't take that because we had generated money. Sequoia Surge, I told you, Excel Autumn, CIMP, TIIH, ICBR, they all give you startup fund. So if you solve a problem, probably 30 to 90 days, you will hit somebody, they'll give you the money. Then you have angel investors, which write from $100,000 to 1 million check. Karekeba is one of them. Jharkhand Angels is one of them. TIH does. India Angel Network that Let's Venture does. In your place, Venture Catalyst, they do that. I know. Then you have bigger VCs who can take you to the unicorn stage. So I know many of them because they're talking to us. So what they say is, Divyanshu, we have never imagined that there's so much potential in India. And India doesn't mean Bangalore. India means places like Patna, Jaipur, Ranchi. These are the places what will Bharat. And then, God being kind, Government of India has divested 10,000 crore to SIDBI. SIDBI has been given 10,000 crore to invest what we call in different VC funds. And they have been told that you have to invest in the companies which come from tier 2 cities, which are not Bangalore, Hyderabad, or Pune, etc. So you see there's a mad rush to capture the talent, the idea, the creativity in the places where I and you belong to, that's Patna or Bhagalpur or Ranchi, whatsoever, or Bhubaneswar, or wherever you go. So that's what it is. So this is, as I told you, students and faculty members, my friends, this is the best time. Try it out. I know you might feel that I'm euphoric, but I'm euphoric because at 49, I feel so young, I can't tell you doing startup. Okay? That's the other thing. Early stage, what's so great about it? Today, if you have a problem, or if you don't have a problem to solve, if you study Startup India mailing list or hackathon list, you will find a problem. Now, these problems are given to you to solve. So you know what to solve when there's a taker. Then these ecosystems help you to do other things like valuation of the company, company formation. You want to file a patent. The whole ecosystem is helping you. What we say, right? There's a Paulo Coelho's book. When you try inspire to do something, the whole universe conspires to help you. It isn't happening in Startup India. That's why we are like 107 unicorns, right? That's where it is. So the growth story, mentoring, a lot of mentors available. Today, we got 50 lakhs rupees for 40 lakhs rupees from Startup India. And I didn't need that money, but I told you, sir, let me take it because I will tomorrow say that I took the money from Startup India when I was growing. And they are so nice. There's a place called Jinsar here. They have given us, and they are like talking to me every day. And like, Divyanshu, we want to find the best mentor for you because we believe in your thing. So that's the level of help. Can you imagine? We always are the government mein kuch nahi hota hai. That time is gone. You have to trust. You have to go. You have to talk. I go and I'm telling you, your institute, right? Kurtzi, Kumuchi, and Rana Sahab. If I am in Patna, I have to visit there. I visit Mahabir Mandir, I visit CIMP. Because there's so much of trust, right? So that's what it is. So these are a lot of things, guys, a lot of good things, friends. And these all are open on internet. Anybody can apply from anywhere, from Timbuktu to Bakhtiarpur to, like, I come from Munger, Begusarai side. So you can do anything what you want, right? So that's where it is. Now, what I wanted to tell you, this is nothing for you. I have crossed past that age, but I still teach sometimes. So I am also a part of that. I teach in a business school here. I teach on entrepreneurship. So important thing is academic institutes and entrepreneurship is the perfect match. The right corner picture which you see, you know what it is? This is Google's workshop when they were inside Stanford. Professor Motwani, who is late Motwani, who was from IIT Kanpur, he was the guide. And this to Sergey Bean and Larry Page used to work here. Cisco came out of Stanford. Nicera, a company founded by a faculty, a student founded the company and then took his two teachers as co-founders, sold for $2 billion. Mobileye, which Intel acquired, founded two professors, $17 billion.
Talk about Google also, sir.
Yeah. So Google, I was telling you that Sergey Brin, Larry Page, right? They were helped by Professor Motwani. I knew Professor Motwani. He's from IIT Kanpur, very senior to me. I had once opportunity to meet him when I was in Valley that time. So the ecosystem inside the campus is so invigorating, like helps you to think bigger, solve a problem, a futuristic problem. So that combination of having a faculty and the students working together, or couple of them, is an amazing idea. That's what makes Stanford. And I'll give you one more lecture on Stanford after this slide. Let me see. This is what you should see. And I want each faculty member, including Professor Rana, including Komoji, and each of you to see. See the number of unicorns that have come out of Stanford. Why? Why Silicon Valley? Silicon Valley is Silicon Valley because of Stanford. Any place can be Silicon Valley. You see number 3, somewhere you have Tel Aviv University, right? Doesn't matter. Any part of the world you go, INSEAD is France. You can have a unicorn created if you have two things. One, great university. Second, teacher and student working together. That's the mantra. If I have to say in one summary, inside CIMP, you can create an ecosystem where you can take some futuristic problems, or some problems I was discussing with Kumachi also, take and solve it. If you need technical help, reach out to IIT Patna. It's next door, right? Stone throw. They are like great minds, genius on technology side. You are great minds and genius on like policy and business side. The combination, the great, okay, like I'll not say cocktail in Bihar, leave that word is banned there, but a great combination will create great things. So just remember the screen, what I'm showing you. Silicon Valley is Silicon Valley because it created 51 unicorns. And it's a little kind of, now the number has even gone more. And this is the trend which is catching everywhere in the world. Where do you find so many young people, such a great landscape and beautiful campus, and great minds working together? Only in the campus, right? For a unique startup like me, I'll show you the camera. We're like 1,500 square, 1,200 square foot office. And we want to change the world from that. When I visit CIMP, I say, this is the place. If I sit there, I would have done much more things. I'm telling you, I'm serious about it. I'm not joking. So what I want is take that dent. Take that dent, do that. Because in your lifetime, you'll never had that combination. A great place to think, great thinkers, teachers, and youth, only youth, raw energy, which you need at the age of 21, 24 to change the world. This is a rare combination. Take it. And very little was the responsibility and expenses and all, because you're funded. God being kind, India is a great place. A lot of money goes into higher education. Use all that to create some of the unicorns from Patna. That's what I will like to work with you and help you to do. As I cannot leave my startup and come, but I'm ready to mentor you, take you, whatever you say. You tell me I need this, I'll find a way and get you to. That's my problem, not your problem. You need a go-to market in the US. I have connected Kumuji to one venture capitalist in US now. I've told them if any of the startups are ready, I'm ready to give them place in US. Same has gone with IIT Patna. So to my friends, what I'll say, this slide is very important. This is on the top. I'll just not make it too long. It is Tesla. Tesla with innovation, with one man's dream to cure the world from pollution, disrupted this whole 400-year, 300-year-old industry. right? Somebody thought one thing, that why should these vehicles pollute? We have to have used vehicles. That's one fundamental question. And then this battery came, the lithium ion came, so on and so forth. But a question came that cars should not pollute, right? Sometimes we say driver is an extra guy in the car. It's fine. Driver should not be there because he's not going to go to point A to point B. These fundamental things should be discussed inside campus, not politics, not why is this rich, that rich, what is wrong. Everybody knows what is wrong in Patna. I know what is wrong in Bangalore. I know traffic is wrong, but why should I discuss that? I'll think to solve a problem. So culturally, campus should be a place where you get solution, where chief ministers and prime ministers and judges and bureaucrats should come with their problem and get a solution. That's what campus is. Software-defined network, the company which I showed you, this one, Nicera, they came up with one thing. There are switches and routers in networking, the technical you will be using in LAN. They say, why it should not be software? Why I have to buy everything new? They created software-defined network. Done. So campus should be a solution place. World can crib, but campus will say, okay, I'll bless you with the solution and get it out. Right? That's good thing. Similarly, that same thing as I told you, that one fundamental problem solved. It is easy, it's not tough. Only somebody has to go behind it to solve it. You get it right. So it is always what we say, innovators are Davids who beat Goliath. Amazon, right? One guy decided that, okay, Walmart's apply too many places. Why can't I buy everything on computer? Uber, Swipe, right? So these all are examples where a small group of people take a problem and solve it. That's what campuses are good for, right? A small group of people thinking through from problems, solve it. Okay? So yeah, this is again on iPhone, you know the story. So I'm just giving you the glimpse of the things. Lot from India, the big basket is from India. Practo is from NIT Surathkal, again from campus, very close to me. I know the founders. So these two I know the founders, the right side one. Then a lot can happen on campus. A lot can happen over coffee, and a lot can happen over campus. So because campus is where minds interact, where people talk, right? You discuss, you debate, you oppose, you agree. So best comes out. Keep that culture alive. Make it just beyond books. That okay, books are important. I'm not saying that don't read, but discuss, argue, and don't argue on this politics and all. Stay away from that. We have seen that you can only be loser doing all that. Discuss on the things which change the fundamental problem in human's life. It creates a value. World is behind you. Okay. One of the story, as I told you, differentiator is innovation. Idea is there. There's enough tons of cash to do that. I'll quickly now take you a very small view of how did we grow the startup. We're still building it. Redinent is my company, which I'm representing right now. 3 founders. Believe me, we never met. I knew Arun from long time. I never met Arko. He came through with Connect. I liked him. I told, okay, let's be team together. Be like little big heart. The idea came from my head, but I know that I cannot do it alone. So I partnered with these two gentlemen who are fantastic people. One of the best I've met in my life. And then we look into the problem, what we're going to solve. That why is a CCTV camera insecure? Why somebody will invade my privacy? And we saw like 6-10 million cameras which were hacked before we jumped into the problem. So we looked into the problem. We think that, okay, this problem is an important problem because to my house, my family, privacy is important. Nobody should look into my house just because I put a CCTV camera. Same goes with your campus, your classroom, your offices. And these cameras are very insecure. So we just solved one problem. Just one. Okay. And this is the numbers which I'm showing you, that how did we validate? We went to internet, what we call the OS intelligence. We figured it out that, okay, 8 billion cameras are exposed as we talk. Okay, good problem to solve. And this number was increasing. VCs liked it. They told, yes, Divyanshu, if you build it, we'll support you. Okay, no problem. So then I created this team, and they're younger people than me, but I'm the senior one. And then probably take it forward. Just a minute. Okay. So again, giving you the glimpse, how do we do that? Market study, very important for a VC. That which size market you're operating. Any market in India, if you multiply by 1.6, become $1.6 billion market. So Indian problems are good to solve. Okay. And then you cannot be the alone solving the company in that. So you have to choose what we call this TAM, SAM, and SOM. These are very simple words. You can Google it and then figure it out. Right? Again, this is a screenshot, leave it. Right now, in 6 or 5 months, we are into 3 continents actually. 4 people team. Now we are 7. So that's what I was trying to tell you. This is our scheme. Leave that. This is a journey. All happened when you see the company formed was 2021 October. Your company registered, and this is the journey for 2022 October, where we want to cross 100 crore valuation, and we are very confident to cross it. We are already on 30, 35, 40 crores. Okay. And this is some of the glimpse. You see a small company, but who are the partners? Mahindra's, such a legacy, they are partner to us. Alfutem, GMR Group, Certain is a partner. So all big ones, because we solved one problem right. We got voted as the 10 best startups in India on IoT space. We also had the ecosystem to support us with IT Patna and so on and so forth. So what I'm telling you, students and faculty members, solve a problem. Don't try to make it too big. It's confusing. Solve it right. The world is going to back you. Okay? That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot.
Questions?
Yes, house is open to questions.
I think I made everybody very tired.
I have one question. Can we have a boot camp kind of a program for these students wherein we can guide them? What are the various focus areas, how to make the first MS Word, MS Excel and PPT, all three together to pitch into some of the international.
Why not? Why not?
So
Maybe one focus program so that they can have their business plan ready, the financial modeling on Excel and PowerPoint presentation. So
Sure. Done.
They can have the pitch deck ready for
Yep.
presentation for any of the Indian or foreigner venture capitalists.
Yeah.
or-
Very easy. Very easy. We have templates. We will take some real deck that we have used where we have got invested. We'll say,
Perfect.
okay, study that, break it, and then make your own. They're very easy.
Let's have one FDP first, and then one for the students, and then
Sure.
we'll keep it open for.
Perfect.
One more question. We were planning to have one startup summit at Patna. Me and Rusanji, we thought almost an year back. We have the structure ready, so probably we can join hands with you and then announce that startup summit.
Why not? Why not?
Let's keep it an annual event so that
Sure.
all the startups of Bihar and rest of the country will invite
Yeah.
foreign VCs as well. Actually, I saw the name SEQU. So
Yeah, Sequoia, yeah. So,
yes, so CIMP is a good friend of mine. Even
Okay.
Alex is saying the top notch of BlackRock. So most of them in the ecosystem, they are good friends of mine. So probably
Wonderful.
we can have the best people from India and abroad, and then we can have our students also pitching in.
Sure.
Maybe some of the local our incubators, we have almost 60 plus incubators. So let's plan the
Yes.
annual event, and probably we can join hands with Karekeba Venture or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. More than happy. And then, yes, that's what the ecosystem is. Work together and then we'll be
We
there.
can also invite one of my dear friends. He's recently shifted from Mumbai Stock Exchange to National Stocks, Ashish John. He's joined as CMD of NSE. So probably we can have him on board for that.
Sure.
So let's plan one. And in the meantime, I think my students are ready with the questions. I thought I will just give them some breather time.
Yeah.
The question. Yes, over to you guys.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
I'm Piyush. My question to you is, do you believe providing more opportunities in terms of live projects or internships in startups will provide us more exposure and motivation to join or have our own startups?
I am providing, but I want you to do a startup, Piyush. I want you to have a goal that by the time you graduate, you should hire at least 10 students from your campus in your startup.
Good.
That's the goal I want some of you to have. That you don't look up to now MNCs and other companies to come and recruit. We don't have people. I know 2 colleges here PS University, they don't have people. They say that everybody got into our own startup. So that should be the goal. That CIMP produces job creators, right?
Yes. Sir. Yes,
End of the day, you have Chandragupta in the title, right? Who won the world. So you have to honor that.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I think they'll take some time to gear up for the
No problem.
startup mission, maybe 1 or 2 more sessions.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's forward. So I'll now request over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your lecture on startup entrepreneurship. I think, it is full of motivation and as to how to start from scratch to take a company to to its level where you can say that it's a unicorn, and then you can go public, raise money. So I think it will encourage our students to think of startups and become job creators rather than getting job and
Yeah.
have a life where you can enjoy, but then with limited resources. But then if you can be employer for yourself, I think you can have live a life which is king size. So I think that is something which will motivate our students. And as director sir has rightly said, that I think we'll need few more sessions wherein the students in a way the word startup will inculcate in the mind, then probably they will think on problems, and probably they'll be the one who can come up with some solutions, and probably that will lead to good startups, and wherein we will need your help as angel investors and your co-founding company which is here in Karakaba. So I think they'll be in support, and we'll do that. We'll do it together, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for this.